Hi there, everybody. This is Hotform here. Today we're just going to be watching a random battleground that I did on my Retribution Paladin. It's just random. There's no organization. These are all just, pick up people from different servers. So I'm just going to sit here, defend the mine, and in this battleground I'm going to try to highlight some things that catch my eye. Both the good and the bad for us and our enemies, and we're going to see if we can't learn anything from what we see, and even if we don't, it should still be an entertaining battle. So while we wait for some enemies to show up here, I'm just going to talk about a Ret Paladin's job in a battleground. You're generally the guy getting the kills. You have a lot of burst damage. You can front load people pretty hard, especially if they've already been dipped low by some AoE or some dots. So you just kind of hunt around, get in people's faces, and try to land some kills. And we're gonna start on this warlock here. He's just kind of chilling, sitting in that stun. So I mean, we're gonna punish him for it. As soon as somebody decides not to trinket a Hodge, you're gonna lay into them. You're really not gonna give them much distance after that. And you can see he dropped pretty fast on the shaman. Now he's going down. I mean, obviously it helps that I'm a little over geared compared to my opponents. Just defending the flag here. Looks like we failed to take any of the other bases, so it's not off to a good start, but at least it means we'll get some reinforcements. Bopping that priest there, I mean, I don't know him, I don't know my allies in the battle, but generally it's better to give them the benefit of the doubt, and we can see he is tossing me some heals here, so he's thanking me for that bop. I'm not really hitting the DK or the druid very hard, so give up on them, switch to the warlock. I gotta put some pressure out here, sack the priest. Just making sure that he's okay. He's got that feral beating on him. I don't really want him to die. He's the only thing keeping us up at the moment. So trying to work on this warlock, taking him down eventually. You just got to pick your targets. So as we continue to defend this base here, which happens to be our only base, so we can count on reinforcements coming soon. We're just kind of working away. The DK is not doing much damage. Now that the warlock's dead, the pressure's kind of rapidly falling. Here. He's just trying to stay alive at the moment. The shaman comes in to help, but we have reinforcements now because, of course, this is our only base, so that's it's not great in itself, but at least we held this one. I buffed might. You'll notice I generally always use might instead of kings. Even without, I don't have Mark of the Wild, we don't have a druid, but although kings is better for your raw stats, I really like might. Just the mana regeneration when you're doing something like spam cleansing some slows, or you actually have to cast a heal, that mana regeneration comes in amazingly handy. So here we actually managed to assault the waterworks. I'm heading across. Just gonna take out this hunter first, clear up the attack path, so hopefully our allies can all head over to that base and reinforce now that we managed to take it. I'm actually pretty surprised we managed to take it, considering we had lost the battle rather hopelessly before, but they're trying to assault it back here. Just gonna rocket boots over. Am I gonna save it in time? Yeah, I am. Oh, I mean, that druid might have actually been able to cap it there, but luckily the flag capped in time. So here I am, just stalling, trying to hold this, our second base, trying to put out some pressure on this druid, and I'm thinking, okay, where's my backup, guys? This is our only other base. I'm looking for a bit of help fighting more of them arriving. Shaman comes in, 2 mages, druid, warlock, DK. And didn't seem like help was coming there, so I think that base was a lost cause. And you can see I checked the map here, and what are you doing? Why aren't you helping me at the waterworks? But what can you do? Again, they're up a base on us, or they will be soon. So things aren't looking too good for our team. We got some people playing D already at the mines. I'm not too worried about them pushing that at the moment, considering they're just recapping their second base back. It's unlikely they would try to go for their third so quickly. Just heading across here, check the score, just because I'm a score fiend. Warlock doesn't trinket the Hodge, so of course he's going to take some health damage. I could have used Zealotry there, but I mean, I feel like I don't really need it. With 108k health Warlock, he's going to go down. You notice I kicked that that cast there. A lot of the time, it's tough to know when an opponent's going to fake you. It's just a mind game, right? Like you don't know if he's going to fake you. The best players don't know if they're going to fake you. You can try to wait till the end of the cast and catch it at the very end, but You know, most of the time it's just gut reaction. So like in that case, or in this, when I'm in a random battleground, I'm assuming, okay, the people here probably aren't going to fake cast me. I'm just going to kick the first thing that they do. If somebody proves otherwise to me, if somebody manages to fake me, then I'm going to start giving them a bit more credit and watching. But until that point, I'm just going to kick the first thing that I see every single time. So I'm just picking up the mage kills here. I ignore the druid. I mean, I figure, okay, my allies can handle the druid. I'm going to kill the things that I can do a lot of damage to. Because people really underrate damage. They might say, oh, hey, you did a lot of damage, but it wasn't that useful. You should have CC'd a healer or something. Well, no, that's not true. A lot of the times, just doing a lot of damage is by far the most effective thing you can do. In arenas, in battlegrounds, in duels, in anything. If you can just do an overwhelming amount of damage, then you're going to be in a good position no matter what happens. And in this case, I just want to hit the things that I can hurt, and especially if I'm hitting a mage, for example. I switched to the druid here, so obviously my decision made not the greatest. I was just trying to finish him off because he was annoyingly low health. But as I was saying, sitting on a mage or any caster really, if you do it right, you're going to be stopping their damage at the same time as hitting something that you want to hit, right? So by hitting a mage, I'm hitting a cloth target, I'm going to do a lot of damage. But not only that, I'm completely stopping anything he wanted to do. So I mean, if you're taking someone out at the same time as you're killing them, then I mean it's pretty effective. So it's generally, you know, you want to be going for, as a melee, like it's kind of intuitive, right? You want to be going for the things that you can lock down. You don't pick a fight with something that you're going to have a tough time with. So if I found one of these mages to actually play really well, maybe kite me properly, do some spell stealing, I'd probably try to avoid him, because really I don't want to fight something that I'm not going to be able to do a lot of damage to. But when I have a mage like this sitting here just kind of taking hits, then that's the ideal thing that I want to be hitting. I use freedom there. I don't really like that choice. I mean, I use freedom there, but a lot of the time you can cleanse instead of using freedom when you know there's only going to be the one slow debuff, and then you save the spell. We kept the base there after we lost it, so actually I think we did it slightly before we lost it, which whatever. But heading back to the mine just in case there's a counterattack. I feel like we have a lot of people at the lighthouse, so they should be able to hold it for a bit anyways. And I mean, counterattacks are what's going to screw you when you're the guy keeping everybody alive. Then it's definitely something you have to be worried about, because you can't be everywhere at once. So just check here. I go, okay, everything seems pretty good. It's locked up nice and tight. I'm just gonna head back to the lighthouse. There's one hunter incoming, but really I feel like there's just paladin warlock hunter there. If they can't handle one hunter, there's an issue with that. But they assaulted the lighthouse while I was gone, so that's unfortunate. And I'm heading back now after that. After that missed check here, we're heading back into the fray, and we're going to try to take this base back again after already having fought for such a long time. And you can see I ride in there, I click on the druid, go, no, don't really want him, see the mage, but I see the warlock, and the warlock is definitely what I'm after. So as we continue to fight at the lighthouse here, I'm just trying to work on this warlock. We can see I still have Crusader Aura up, and I mean, it's obviously not the ideal thing. I cringe looking at it now, but a lot of the time, you know, auras aren't that useful these days. You get maybe 4% damage reduction from devotion. Resistance aura is almost always outdone by spell penetration by any reasonable player. So I'm just picking up some mage kills in the back here. Just kind of working on them. And I find that when you start doing well in a battleground, then obviously people start paying a little bit more attention to you. They start kind of noticing you and trying to go for you, so you have to be a little more careful. But you can use that ability to bait people in. We'll see that in a second here coming up. But I'm just fighting it out. And a lot of people, you know, their fear gets the better of them. They see someone who's been doing a lot of damage, and they'll just try to run. Without they won't just try to fight. And I mean, here I started fighting 3 people on my own and came out not badly. I bubble instantly there after that water elemental freeze, because everybody knows the next thing that follows a water elemental freeze is a deep freeze, and you can see I immuned it with the bubble, so that works out quite nicely, and it gets me out of trouble there. But see, now I have this arcane mage chasing me who hates my guts. I'm just trying to bait him back, bait him into some allies, get them in a bad position, because there's no reason for me to be out on the front when I'm the target of hate. But I don't just want to wander around aimlessly either, so I'm staying out of the ring there. But I'm trying to keep engaging on people, right? Like, even though I'm backing up, I don't want to stop fighting. I just want to bring myself to a better position and bring them into a worse one. So I'm continuing to take my pick of targets, but I'm just kind of choosing things that are a little closer, a little safer, until things cool down or until we get a bit better of foothold on this situation. See now, you know, mage slow, just pick him up with a Crusader Strike. And now I get to move up again. Since we killed all those guys in the back, they lost their interest in me, and we definitely pushed forward a little during that time. And that's exactly what you want to do when you're the guy getting hated on. So we're continuing to assault the lighthouse here, and you might think, well, why haven't you gone to another base yet? You know, why haven't you tried to make a push somewhere else? And I mean, in all reality, this battle it has very little strategy. You're leaving one guy, maybe two, at your base just to make sure it's secure, and you're gonna just hard push for a second base. And I mean, there's not gonna be, you might get lucky with a trick or something, but in reality, you're just gonna have to steamroll them in battle, especially with the graveyard change. The ability to set them back as far as you're going means that this is just a war zone here, and both teams are funneling troops into the meat grinder. So you just got to win that battle before you can advance in the battleground. And you know, switching bases back and forth doesn't really accomplish anything. If you're not going to win the battle, you're not going to win the battle, and you might as well just attempt it somewhere. So here we are, we're pushing them off again. We assault the lighthouse finally, but we're at quite a deficit at this point. We're already down by 500 score points. I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of getting a little overzealous here. Notice I actually, no, I say zealous. I popped zealotry, and this is something I wanted to mention. I almost never pop zealotry and wings at the same time. Like you'll never, virtually never see them go up, and there's a few reasons for that. They accomplish different things. First of all, wings is giving you that hammer of wrath, which is giving you some range damage support. It's also magical, so it's going through armor, so it's going to be useful against different things using that global rather than like a Templar's Verdict. Now it's overall better damage if you always use them together. So like in a raid, you know, you're doing some boss fights, you're going to use them together. But in this, it's far too much of a risk. You want to use your wings when you can ensure you're getting the most out of it. That it's least likely to get dispelled, and that, you know, maybe you need the hammer of wrath for some range damage. Whereas zealotry, you're using it because you're going, hey, I can sit on you for a long time right now. I'm going to use this zealotry. Not to mention, if you're using them at the same time, then a smart opponent's going to go, hey, he's used his cooldowns. Let's put him in a sheep. Let's put him in some form of CC, a cyclone, blind, whatever. And you can get screwed by that pretty quickly, or they could just run away. But if you're using them separately, they're 20 seconds each, which means you have 40 seconds of burst time. Now, it's not as good burst. You might not global someone in 2 swings, but you're still going to do a fair amount of damage, and you can still rely on some procs for some pretty healthy burst either way when you're just using one of them at the time. But it means that, you know, if you get CC'd out of one, you still got something backing you up. You're not shut down for the next 2 minutes waiting for your cooldowns again. So here I am pushing up into the graveyard, and I'd like to say that I noticed that the mine was assaulted, but I didn't. In chat they're saying, don't chase up, don't kill them at the mine, but of course I don't notice that. I'm too busy getting my kills, because I do love killing things. But there, Alliance is taking the mines, I see that, and I'm getting out of there anyways. So at this point, hop at the end makes you move a little farther. When you have a sprint, continues the speed. So here we are, heading over to the mine, but it's pretty much a lost cause at this point. We've completely outkilled them, but they've managed to backcap us quite a few times. It seems like, well, to me anyways, it feels like anytime I'm not there, they're getting the base from us. We actually held the mines for a decently long time, but I just think they hadn't really assaulted it. And of course now, we can see on the minimap, I didn't notice this at the time, but everybody has left and gone back to the mines. So that's going to be bad in a bit, because, well, we're going to lose the lighthouse again, I imagine. But it doesn't really matter at this point. I mean, they're already ahead by a lot. We've made a good effort, but it's probably going to be a loss at this point. You can already determine. But I don't give up. Keep killing. So as this battle draws to a close here, I'd like to talk a little bit about me. I play a lot of World of Warcraft. I have maybe a dozen different characters, different classes, different specs that I play at 85 in PvP, and I'd like to I'd like to do videos from all their perspectives, and just talk about how I feel about them, and do a variety of different things. I'll do some arenas, some raid battlegrounds and stuff. This is just something I threw together, just for kind of a prototype. So if you like this, just let me know the YouTube way. You know, give me a comment, give me a thumbs up, and give me some feedback, because I'd like to know how everybody felt about it. So I hope you enjoyed the video here, and this is a good example of what I was talking about earlier, with fear being one of your worst enemies. And I mean, these guys, see, they're just running from me. They tried to engage on me, tried to trap me there, and I said, all right, well, I'm gonna try to fight you then. I think I can do some damage, and they didn't even attack me. I mean, they tried to control me, and that's clearly gonna end in some damage to them. So I don't know why you wouldn't just go, hey, although this guy's been tough, let's see if we can take him down. Let's see if we can hurt him, rather than just fleeing and doing nothing. Because it's those times when you test yourself. It's those times when you go, hey, there's 4 guys, but I think I can take down at least one of them with me. I'm gonna go try it. And I mean, those are the times that you get those glory moments where you manage to succeed against 4 people, and you go, hey, I'm better than I thought I was. So I mean, challenge yourself. See what you can do every time. I get the consolation killing blow there on the DK, so I flee for my life. But this draws to an end here, and we lost, because 50% of all good battles end in a loss. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time.